What is when you're at water steps? So let's get started. So, we would be explaining the episode 2 today from our series The Planet. So, as we know, the captain which had left by the mother to survive on the planet. So, let us check out the history or know something about the past. So, as we knew that there was war on earth between believers and non-believers. So, the believers were there, the people who worship the God. Or basically, they have a trust that there is a supernatural power which would help them and provide them power. That was called the soul. So they worship the soul. So here we see two people, one man and a wife. They both were running and they were the non-believers who don't believe on God. They just believed on science, that science would only cure everything. So as we see that they were running away from the enemies and hiding here and there. In the midway, they see a robot which was being tortured and left to be died. So they rescue them and take them to their house, where they notice that the robot is a medically advanced robot. So the husband asks her that if the robot could do their plastic surgery and change their face to someone else. So as the robot was practically advanced and had all the equipment, so he agrees and decides to change their face. But the wife doesn't agree to it. But if they had to survive, they had to do this. So they took place of two peoples, which one of them was the captain, which we heard about in our previous episode, and they had changed their faces and killed the old captain, which was the real captain. And now, when they reach home, they surprisingly get to know that they also had a child. So now, as they have taken over their parents' identity, so now they have to also take care of the child. So they do that as it was their responsibility, otherwise, they would be caught. So now let's return to our planet and where we left the old story. So here we get to know that on this planet the days are hotter and hotter and the nights are chilling cold. So the captain was somehow survived from the mother and was now roaming here and there. At the night he found the roof which was made by the father to go into the deep hole. But he dives in over there and stays near the hole so that he provides warmth to it. So the next day, we see that the mother is now back and transformed to the normal human being. She uses the eyes of the android robot which had came with the captain because her own eyes were too dangerous for the children as they were a master weapon which could kill everyone at a second. So she displaces her eyes with the android robot one and takes out his power source and displaces it into the father. Firstly, when father gets back into his senses, he was behaving a little weird, but mother makes him calm down and explains him the whole thing. Now, when father gets to know that he had got a glitch and that's why the mother had shut him down. But as we know that there is no glitch in the father, the main glitch was in the mother. So now when the father comes next day to the children and introduces himself to them, the sixth child, which they have known now as the Even. So even after seeing his father was very happy and told that what mother had did, destroy the ark and kill many people, but the father didn't pay any more attention to it and just ignored it in a manner. After a few days, when they noticed that Alan was not interacting with the other children, so the father suggests Alan to meet with the other children and see that they are new to here and they are scrapped. So you should keep them into the confidence and make them habitual over there. So he goes and makes friendship with them. There was the boy of that captain and his wife. There he had a mouse with him. So now Alan, who was born on this planet, had never seen a mouse in his life. So when he sees the mouse, he gets very excited and was very happy to see him. So as we get to know further, at the night, the mother calls a meeting and says that here we would not be worshipping any religion and you would not be allowed to pray because there is no religion. The only thing which could protect you is science. So we should focus on our practical skills and science over there. There was no worshipping of God, there was no God or religion such that. But the children which he had rescued from the ark, the children of the believer people who believed on the soul, and so the children prayed at the night. They tell Alan to also do that. But now Alan was not able to adapt that. From his birth time, his mother had taught that there's nothing like religion or God. So he disagrees and warns them that you shouldn't do this. Otherwise, the mom would get angry and could do something. But as the day passes, now we hear notice a girl Tina. Tina was a girl, and mother noticed a weird behavior in her. When she gets to know that she's pregnant, and now as she was a female and she was needed to make a head for the generation, she told her that the baby is now mature and it's at a good condition. But there was a surprising thing that how did she got pregnant when they were in a spacecraft or a sleeping chamber for years? Here we got to know that by the time they were in the spaceship, there was a rapist who was to be punished, and that's why taken there as a slave. But in the middle of the subway, he gets up and rapes many women and the spaceship. So now, as the mother gets to know that she's pregnant, but at the same time, Tina was feeling guilty and ashamed of the act. So she decides to harm the child, but the mother consoles her and tells that the babies are cute, harmless, and it also has a life. So you shouldn't kill him and make him survive. So here it's all comfortable. But at the night, we get to know there is a howling sound all over. So everyone gets out, and the mother runs away to the tent to get her eyes back so she could transform into the weapon machine and fight with that creature. But here we get to know that the eyes which mother had kept there were not present over there, and who had taken it. Only Alan had taken it. But the mother discusses with the father, have you taken it or have you kept somewhere else? But the father says, no, I haven't taken. So they directly go to Alan and ask him to return the eyes so they could save everyone. And here he returns his eyes as he had kept it from there by listening to the other children, by listening to the eldermost, which was Hunter among the other children. So here, when the mother got back her eyes, she transformed into a war machine and just get behind them and kill the creature. Now, they were living on this planet for more than 10 years, but they haven't seen such any creature over there. So the mother just flashes his arms into the air, flies up and goes around the planet to see what all areas were there. And here we notice that the same creatures which had attacked at the mother's house were now near the captain. But as he was lying near the hole, he fell into the hole, but did not fall into the hole because he was tied to the rope. So here the creatures fell down into the hole and died, but the captain somehow survived. And in the next morning, we see that some people had come near the captain and rescued him. So this was for the second part, and I really appreciate that I got a quite good number of views at the first episode. So this is the second episode. If you had any more suggestions or queries, just comment it down. Hit the subscribe button if you like it, and surely hit the like button if you really like my